Kia ora whanau, you're here with me, the maoriwargamer, and today we'll be playing a Warhammer 40K battle report. Chur. Alright, welcome whanau to this 75 power level battle between the Tau of the Farsight Enclaves and the Necrons of the Canoptek dynasty. Here on the Imperial planet of Eos, as the battle for the Ithaca system rages on. So mission 3, the finale mission between these two brand new Xenos armies on the channel. Necrons have been overwhelming with their power. Just all those special rules, all those tactics, they're just undying, unkillable. And the Tau have learnt the hard way the cost of resisting the ancient Necrons here. Yes, it doesn't come cheaply. The price of freedom is high indeed. So here we are, all arrayed out on this Imperial planet. Cities, ruins, looking very beautiful. The table, got a new addition here in the form of these tomb blades. And new additions over on the Tau side of the battlefield. Playing the open war objective, so we've got Kingslayer. So we just add up the power rating of the units that we destroy by the end of the game. Count those all up to see who's going to win. And you get double the score if the enemy warlord is destroyed. So my warlord being the ethereal, my opponents being the Necron Overlord up there with his reanimation orb, resurrection orb. We've got a twist there and orbital debris. So stuff's going to be flying out of the sky and crashing down into our units. You can see the Necrons have gone for a wide spread across the full deployment zone. There's no objectives, no first blood, none of that. Pure fighting. And so I've studied up on my Necron battle reports to find where I was going wrong. The previous games was splitting them up, spreading them apart. I want to rely on that covering fire of Overwatch that they get, use the marker drones, all that kind of good stuff. And then here, pride of the channel, Riptide, bought this, built and painted him all yesterday, hey? He's not finished, let's say he's like 80% completed to my standards, done a couple of simple edge highlights, but yeah, he's ready for tabletop quality and ready to film. Ran out of Astro Granite there, so I just put the Growling Earth texture, but I mean that looks deliberate rather than the fact that I ran out. So man, I'm just a master of what I do. So yeah, we're going to kick into it. Tau taking away first turn. And just a quick shout out to myself and my opponent. Mid-season 2, we kind of came up with the idea, how do we keep things exciting and fresh for you guys, the viewers? So we thought, let's start new armies, and that's the challenge we put to ourselves. Let's get a 75 power level army ready in like 2 months. And here it is, all here for your enjoyment. Full 75 power level armies of Necron and Tau, codex included. Yeah, the money, the time, all that stuff. We do it for you guys, and it's yeah, it looks really good seeing them all set up. I didn't think we'd get this far, but we made it, and it's very good, very exciting. Hopefully the Tau can avoid a clean sweep by the Necrons, but who knows how things will go. Yeah, 2 brand new armies. Not going to do anything this drastic for the rest of the season, for the rest of the year. I've got some new units coming up in the forms of Imperial Knights and Death Watch, so you know, still stuff to keep you interested. But yeah, let's kick into it. Tau turn 1. Before we do, we will take a closer look at the armies that we'll be playing with today. Leading the Tau, we have a battalion detachment, Farsight Enclaves, led by an Ethereal on a hover disc, and he's got 2 marker drones and a Cadre Fireblade. 1 10-man strikes team squad with pulse rifles and the turret. A 5-man squad here, pulse rifles and gun drones. Another 5-man squad here, pulse rifles, gun drones. 3-man crisis suit squads. Got plasma rifles on 2 plasma rifles, 2 plasma rifles, a plasma rifle, and a flamer, and 2 gun drones accompanying. 3-man stealth suit squad with 2 burst cannons and 1 fusion blaster. A Riptide battle suit with a heavy burst cannon, I think that's called. And it's got 2 fusion blasters up the top. It's got the support systems that let it give -1 AP and something else, I don't know, decide mid-game. Yeah, beautiful model. Broadside with heavy rail rifle, missile launchers, and 2 shield drones. 2 5-man Pathfinder squads, pulse carbines, this thing, I think it's a recon drone, I don't know. And then another 5 here, 3 rail rifles, 2 pulse carbines, pulse accelerator. Just swap those ones around actually. And a Devilfish with a burst cannon and 2 gun drones. And we have a battalion attachment of Necrons, led by a Necron Overlord with a scythe and a resurrection orb. Necron Lord here with a war scythe and a resurrection orb as well. And a Cryptek, classic Cryptek with a staff of light. 3 10-man Necron squads with Gauze blasters. 5-man Immortal squad with Gauze blasters. 5 Death Marks with Canoptek disintegrators. 3 squads of Scarabs, 2 3-man squads, 1 2-man squad. Scarab parts. 3 Tomb Blades with Gauze blasters. Annihilation Barge with a Gauze cannon and a twin Tesla Destructor. Doomsday Arc with a Doomsday cannon and a Gauze Flayer array. Alright, so in the movement phase for the Tau on turn 1, everything's moved up. We're staying all huddled together for that, that supporting fire. We've got the Pathfinders down here, pulse accelerated drones will increase the range. Cadre Fireblade will increase the shots. Rail rifles up there. 5 guys moving through here. Riptide's charging forward. Broadside back here. So everything's ready. No need for us to spread out and secure the field, and it's a simple kill game. So we're just going to stay locked together, let my opponent come to us, and see how things roll out. Go into shooting for the Tau, turn 1. Alright, finally, so end of the shooting phase, end of the turn for the Tau on turn 1. Some overwhelming firepower. We fired a whole bunch of marker lights into these Necron warriors here. Took down 6 of them. Not that good for the amount of firepower we massed into that. But, yeah. But over here, the proudest moment, that Riptide already earning back the 90 bucks I spent. Finally, after 3 campaigns, 3 battles, 3 missions, we took down the Doomsday Arc.
Yep.
Heavy burst cannon, Nova charge, 18 shots. So the trouble with getting rid of that, the quantum shielding, kept like anything with high damage just got nuked. So burst cannon minus just 2 damage, hard for him to dodge that one. So got rid of that in 1 turn. Well worth it. This guy had nothing to shoot at, so we just took a pot shot into Necron warriors. Very efficient use of a broadside. And yeah, that's the end of that turn. Turn 1 for Tau, very successful. I'm happy with that. We'll go into Necrons on turn 1, see what they do. Right, so the Necrons advance across the battlefield on the Imperial planet of Eos. All the forces moving forward. Perhaps they've realised that they spread themselves too thin. They thought that I was up to some sort of shenanigans when I was blocking all my units up, so they thought they'd spread out. Who knows if that might come back to bite them. The big barge moving up to become a prime target for all my weapons to fire at. Reanimation orb used for the first time since we had the Necrons to bring back 2 Necrons here. Scarab scuttling around. That is our table. That is the end of the movement. We're going to go into the shooting, see what devastation the Necron can unleash. Alright, final end of the turn for the Necrons. On turn 1, The opening shots have been fired by both sides. Lost 3 fire warriors here in the strike squad. Lost the entire squad of Pathfinders. So the Pathfinders plus the drone. So that is 4 power level gone. And I've taken out the Annihilation Barge, which is 10 Doomsday Arc. So 10 to 4 so far. Spicy. Finally took advantage of the covering fire for the greater good. All these guys firing Overwatch into that failed Scarab charge. Took one down and brought him down to 1 wound. So that was damn beautiful. Damn beautiful. So yeah, end of Necrons. The pretty not even at the moment, but we'll see how things go. Spice it up. Going into Necron Tau in turn 2. Alright, final end of the movement phase for the Tau and the Farsight Enclaves on turn 2. These guys moving into cover. We've got Scarabs on the about to swarm. These guys still staying in here. Riptide get packed over into this nice little defensible area. Everyone there. Ethereal providing, making sure we're not going to morale out. Devilfish stayed put, no need to move. It's on 9 wounds. The other strike teams here that deployed the turret provide some more support. And the crisis suits drop down to battle on the flank. First target is the Tomb Blades. So we'll see how they do, if they can keep things rocking and rolling. Going into the shooting phase for the Tau. Alright, finally, so end of the Tau, turn 2. Domination, we took out that Scarab squad there. We've taken out 2 more Necrons from that squad. Pretty much, and we brought this guy down to 2 wounds. He was down to 1 wound. His one's going to come back with living metal. So yeah, we're not doing too bad this game. The crisis suits engaged, dropped down, blew off 2 of them, and then Rumbling, the last one here, didn't manage to finish him off, so we're still alive and kicking. He's got some reanimation protocols. I'm just going to double check the rules on. I think he'll bring, if he brings back 1, he'll bring him back with 1 wound or something like that. But yeah, we'll see how that all pans out. So end of Tau turn 2. Tau in the lead at the moment. So stay with me as we go into Necrons on turn 2. And end of Necron movement phase for turn 2. So yeah, reanimation protocols. My opponent spent 2 command points to re-roll the 1s. Didn't need to do that as he ended up bringing back both of them. They come back with their full complements of wounds. How many is that? 3 apiece? Or 2?
2.
One of them still got 1 left. Need to blow them out entirely if I want to get rid of them. What a rip-off rule. These guys moving this way here. Looking to get rid of the crisis suits, so a big points earner. This bunch scuttling along. Yeah, pretty simple there. We're going to see what they do in the shooting phase. Tau turn 2. End of Necrons on turn 2 there, whanau. Things are getting ever spicier. Necrons unleashed a volley of fire into the crisis suits. They managed to survive all those shots without taking a single wound. Lost their gun drones, but hey, not to worry. What else happened across the field? Just a lot of sacrificing of drones, really. Scarabs got into close combat, spent the command points for self-destruction, blew themselves to bits and took down just the drones. Yeah, I'm still pretty happy with how things are rolling out. Still in the lead at the moment, taking down that Ghost Barge, or Doomsday Arc. We'll go into Tau on turn 2, and off 3, and let's see if we can wrap the game up. And into a more secure Tau victory. Alright, finally, so in the movement phase for the Tau, the Farsight Enclaves on turn 3, as the battle for Ithaca rages on. These brave Fire Warriors, the strike team, moving out of cover, looking to get rid of that squad there. The Riptide getting straight into the midst of the battle with a bunch of Immortals here to get rid of. The Annihilation Barge as well. This guy, the Devilfish, jumped over to stop it. And then the Crisis Suit staying put here at the moment there. They've got the Flamers equipped, ready to rock and roll. We'll see how things go. Going into the shooting phase for the Tau. Right, final end of the turn for the Tau on turn 2. We got rid of these Necrons here, thankfully. We got this guy. He had 2 wounds, fired all these, all this, and everything on the Riptide into 2 wounds and couldn't even get it down. Piece of crap, stupid game. These guys killed one of that, but he might be back next turn. We'll see how things go. Yeah, what a waste of a turn. We're going into Necrons on turn 3. Rubbish turn. Turn 3. Alright, fine, so end of the Necrons on turn 3. They've gone in hard and aggressive, trying to get rid of these Crisis Suits. Brought one down already. So brought one down to 2 wounds, but they managed to weather the storm. They did all right. They got rid of a Necron in Overwatch and got rid of 2 in fighting back. It's a bit of a mess over here. Devilfish brought down to 2 wounds. He's in the same boat as the what's that thing? Annihilation Barge. That thing's pretty shit though. It's got no lower weapon profiles. Pretty garbage. And then yeah, the Riptide's kind of been ignored. I guess it saved a lot of hits, so it's kind of focusing on other areas. And yeah, that's the end of that turn. Still think Tau are winning. Oh yeah, we'll just go into turn 4 for the Tau and see what happens next. And the Death Marks dropped in as well, firing into the broadside. Managed to take those hits as well, so still pretty balanced. Alright, final end of the Tau movement phase on turn 4. Crisis Suit's moving back. They don't want to move back too far. They're going to get rid of the Warriors first. They're the easier targets, no invulnerables. Devilfish is staying still. These guys are staying still over here, as is pretty much everyone as well. Broadside. These guys have rocked over, trying to get into that crater there. And the mighty Riptides moved up behind the unit Warlord. Remember, if he gets taken care of, and that's double the score at the end of the game. So good luck to the Riptide. He's got 2 fusion blasters, 12 shots on the heavy burst cannon. He should be alright, but pray for him. Alright, final and end of the Tau turn 4. The mighty Riptide managed to do the job and getting rid of the Necron Overlord. So we're in for double the points potential. Took out a couple of Necron Warriors. These guys are kind of all pretty trash now in their shooting. Too busy sitting there doing nothing. I don't know what they're up to. Over here, not a lot happened. We killed a few more Necrons. Reanimation protocols are a pretty big pain. And then over here, the Devilfish ended up taking out the Annihilation Barge, but that ended up blowing up as well, taking down the Devilfish with it. So it's pretty poetic. I think they're pretty much evenly matched in terms of points wise, and they're on the same amount of wins. So end pretty fittingly there. So not sure what the score is at the moment, but it's doubled thanks to the Tau victory. We'll see what the Necron can do on turn 4, and come back to you in this exciting battle report. In the movement phase for the Necrons, the Death Marks moving back here, behind cover, ignoring these guys. Pretty gutsy. Warriors standing still, they've got a perfect firing position. The Immortals climbing up that ladder there. Again, better firing position, and then the Tomb Blades, Scarabs coming over here, Cryptek, all that action. It was pretty spicy over here. Also, the Necron Lord has come up. Looks like he wants to do some melee combat. Should be interesting to see as we go into the shooting phase for the Necrons. Alright, whanau, so end of turn for the Necrons. Charges again. We got killed off 2 of those Necron warriors in the charge phase. Tomb Blades got killed a crisis suit and brought one down to 2 by 2 wounds. Still alive in the game though. Over here, the Immortals dropped off just a couple of Fire Warriors. They passed the morale. And the Necron Lord ended up carving up 8 hits, bringing it down to 8 wounds from 11. So I think this guy's better get his running boots on. These warriors blasted those guys down there as well. So, and these guys rolling those perfect 6s, blasting that broadside to bits. They don't have a lot of health, those guys. We're going into the final turn for turn for the Tau. See how this game is going to wrap up. Just stay with us right to the very end. The excitement is real. Right, whanau, so end of the movement for the Tau. The Ethereal's hopped over here, hopped over the fence. He just needs to make sure that he's not going to get taken out, so doubling the points of the Necrons. The rest of them moving up forward here. Just going to charge these guys so they can't possibly shoot him, so the Ethereal is essentially safe. Crisis suits drop back. These drop back. Riptide's boosted over this way out of combat. Last turn, we've got a solid lead. We want to keep it that way. So we're just going to zip out. So we're going to go on a shooting phase. I think probably end of the game. We'll see what's going to happen. Alright, fine. So end of the game. We're just going to call it there. I think the Tau, the Necrons are on like 40 point. 80 if you double that. Tau on 80 roughly to about 25 for the Necrons, what they've killed. Devilfish, broadside. Yeah, a bunch of stuff. Whatever, no time to count that up. Just judge by your eye there. There's a lot of remnants on the field. The Riptide made a miraculous Nova Charge super boost out of the way. Can he even do that? Yeah, even if it doesn't declare a charge. Yeah, that's right. These guys are all pulling back as well. And yeah, so that's it. The Tau take away a win. So Tau fans, hope that appeases you there. Has it been a very good campaign for the Tau? Watching a beginner Tau player completely mangle the rules. Did a lot better, a lot more synergy going through on the field. And came out for a bit of quality game, I think, in the end. Very fair, very balanced. Necrons, yeah, they still got a lot of shenanigans. Not cool on all those little funky tricks they have. But hey, we just put up with it, I guess. So yeah, the Necrons are awakened. They've had an early victory since their entrance into the battle for Ithaca. I'm still going to do a review of Season 2, so that's going to come sometime. Just to let you know where we're at, you know, because what can I offer differently that every other channel doesn't already do for Warhammer? Not too much. I don't really know the rules. I guess we've got painting quality, but we don't have any sort of great production value. So what can I offer? It's just a better narrative experience here, hopefully a story that you actually care about. So the Battle for Ithaca is where, you know, my bit of my trump card when it comes down to things. Hope you're enjoying the experience so far there. So the end of the first campaign of Season 3 of the maoriwargamer battle reports. Victory to the Necrons. May they be ever victorious for the future of the campaigns. Tune in next week, whanau. We're going to have the Forces of Chaos facing off against the Dark Elder, the Drukhari. So if you remember from last season, the Chaos Forces took a battering by the Imperium, and pretty much they're just on their way running back, trying to get the hell out of Ithaca to reinforce and maybe come back for vengeance, but they're just running. So Drukhari, they see them running with the towers between the legs, and the Drukhari want to come in and chop them up after suffering a loss to them way back when. So that's going to be interesting to see. We'll have by then the new Kill Team's terrain all rolled out for you. So we're going to be working on that and have that for your viewing entertainment. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this there, whanau. I am the maoriwargamer. If you did like this episode, make sure you give it a thumbs up, give it a like, one of these. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Leave a comment, any feedback, thoughts, opinions, anything you want to see on the channel in the future, and we'll do our best to implement that. But yeah, I am the maoriwargamer. Thank you for watching. Ka kite, anō.